America isn't just hiding secrets above ground. Beneath the highways, forests, deserts, and neighborhoods, there's an entirely different world buried under the surface. Bottomless pits, flooded caves, underground rivers, abandoned mines so deep the heat can literally cook a person alive. And tonight, we're traveling through the deepest and most terrifying underground locations in America. But here's the creepy part. The deeper we go into this video, the more dangerous these places become. So stick with me till the end, because one of the final locations is so extreme that rescuers admit if you get trapped there, they probably won't even attempt a rescue. And before you get completely lost in this underground nightmare, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoy videos like this, drop a like too. It genuinely helps us keep making bigger and crazier documentaries like this one. Now, let's go underground. Alabama looks peaceful from above. Quiet forests, rolling hills, tiny towns. But underneath Jackson County lies one of the largest underground cave networks in America. More than 3,500 caves are hidden beneath the surface. And the deepest one, Fern Cave, contains something called Surprise Pit, a 437-foot vertical freefall into complete darkness. Cavers say when they drop a flashlight into the shaft, the light disappears before it even reaches the bottom. Imagine hanging on a rope above a hole taller than a skyscraper, knowing one mistake means you disappear forever. And somehow, Alabama is still nowhere near the creepiest place on this list. Because in Alaska, explorers found something underground that should not have still existed. Deep inside Alaska's frozen wilderness sits Snowhole Cave, an underground abyss plunging more than 800 feet below the mountains. But the terrifying part isn't the depth. It's what explorers found inside. Human remains over 9,000 years old. Massive fossilized Ice Age bear skeletons. Ancient chambers untouched for thousands of years. Imagine crawling through freezing darkness, then suddenly seeing giant bones illuminated by your flashlight. These caves don't feel abandoned. They feel preserved. Like the underground, never let the past leave. And what Arizona hides beneath the desert is even stranger. Because its deepest cave literally breathes. Near the Grand Canyon lies Double Bopper Cave. When air pressure changes outside, the cave violently pushes air through narrow openings, creating eerie screams and whistles from underground. Locals once believed the mountain itself was alive. The cave stretches for more than 40 miles underground. But the deeper explorers went, the more disturbing things became. The dry underground atmosphere naturally preserved dead animals for centuries. Entire colonies of bats and rodents became underground mummies frozen in time. And if you think that's disturbing, Florida's underground swallowed people so completely, not even their bodies were found. Hidden behind an ordinary suburban fence in Florida is Mystery Sink, a flooded shaft plunging more than 500 feet into darkness. Back in the 1930s, families visited it like a tourist attraction. Glass-bottom boats floated above the opening, then divers started disappearing. In 1970, two experienced divers descended into the abyss. Neither one ever returned. No bodies, no equipment, nothing. One survivor later required a NASA decompression chamber just to stay alive after escaping the depths. And even today, nobody truly knows how deep parts of the sinkhole actually go. But Georgia's cave system is even more terrifying. Because there, the cave doesn't just trap people, it kills them slowly. Hidden in the mountains of Georgia sits Fantastic Pit inside Ellison's Cave, the deepest freefall cave drop in the lower 48 states. 586 feet straight down. Drop a rock into the darkness, and it takes nearly 8 full seconds before you hear it hit the bottom. Now imagine lowering yourself into that void using nothing but a rope. And the deeper you descend, the colder it gets. Freezing waterfalls blast through narrow passages. Hypothermia hits fast. Multiple cavers have already died inside. One rescue became so extreme that medics performed a blood transfusion underground while lying in freezing cave water. Most places on Earth feel indifferent to humans. Ellison's Cave feels like it actively wants people dead. But what exists beneath Hawaii almost doesn't feel real, because it wasn't carved by water. It was created by rivers of literal fire. In Hawaii lies Kazumura Cave, the deepest lava tube on Earth, stretching for more than 40 miles and descending over 3,600 feet underground. These tunnels formed when rivers of lava hotter than 2,000 degrees flowed beneath hardened volcanic crust. Entire underground highways of molten rock. Inside are frozen lava, waterfalls, razor-sharp volcanic walls, and gigantic chambers that feel alien. Ancient Hawaiians considered parts of the caves sacred burial grounds. Even modern explorers say some sections feel cursed. And reaching the deepest point requires 2 full days underground and 17 separate rope descents. But believe it or not, humans still wanted to go deeper. So in Oklahoma, they drilled nearly 6 miles into the earth itself. And what happened at the bottom ended the project forever. In 1974, engineers in Oklahoma attempted something insane. They drilled one of the deepest holes humans have ever created, more than 31,000 feet underground, nearly 6 miles deep. The deeper they drilled, the hotter it became. Temperatures rose past 475 degrees Fahrenheit. Pressure became extreme. Metal equipment started failing. Then suddenly, the drill struck molten sulfur. The underground heat instantly destroyed the machinery and snapped steel pipes deep beneath the earth. After years of drilling and millions of dollars, the project was abandoned forever. Humans reached so deep underground, the planet itself pushed them back out. But the final place on this list may be the most terrifying of all. Because in Wyoming, getting out is harder than getting in. Hidden high in the mountains sits Great Expectations Cave. Cold, narrow, flooded, brutally deep. But reaching the bottom isn't the hardest part. Escaping is. To leave the cave, explorers must crawl through something called the Crawl of Death, a freezing underground stream tunnel more than 1,500 feet long with barely enough room to breathe. Imagine dragging yourself through ice water in complete darkness for hours, unable to stand, unable to turn around, knowing rescue teams physically cannot reach you. Fewer than a dozen people have ever completed it, and some explorers say the cave feels alive, like it's trying to trap anyone who enters. Because America's underground world isn't just mysterious. The deeper you go, the more it feels like something down there doesn't want humans around at all. And honestly, this is only scratching the surface of what still remains hidden beneath America. If you made it this far into America's underground world, then you already know the surface is only half the story. Beneath our feet, there are still hidden rivers, bottomless caves, forgotten tunnels, and places so deep that humans still haven't reached the end. And honestly, this is only the beginning, because there are even darker places around the world we haven't explored yet. Underground cities, abandoned nuclear bunkers, lost cave systems, entire worlds hidden below the surface. So, if you want us to continue making cinematic documentaries like this, make sure you subscribe. And if this video genuinely blew your mind, leave a like and share it with someone who loves mysteries. Every single like tells us you want another descent into the unknown. And trust me, the next journey gets even more disturbing. Until then, stay curious and stay out of the dark.